Welcome back to another Samurai Review video. Today, we will be reviewing Bad Boys for Life.
We'll do it for the rest of our lives. We're going to be sitting here reviewing Bad Boys, the first one, forever now. It's what we do. We review Bad Boys.
Bad Boys for Life. The recent movie came out 2020, the third installment of the Bad Boys series with Will Smith and with Martin Lawrence.
I was told I looked like a Lawrence once.
This is the non-spoiler review for
Bad Boys for Life.
Let's start with our ratings. I'll go first. I am going to give this movie a 6.5, and I'll tell you the reason why. It was a very typical cliche action comedy movie. Kind of reminded me of a mix of Fast and Furious with a Michael Bay type film.
It was if the Fast and Furious movies were actually like decent. That's the summary of this movie.
With good drama.
Yeah.
It was a cliche action comedy movie, but had some surprising deep moments that I wasn't expecting, and which you don't usually see with those like action comedy movies. So because of these surprising moments, it gives it a little bit of a boost. So I'm kind of giving the story a 6 out of 10. The story itself visually wasn't told really in a unique way. Like it was kind of like a Michael Bay Fast and Furious
type
Bad
film.
Boys
movie.
Yeah. There wasn't really anything original.
As much as they made better, it's still a Bad Boys movie, and it's still that same kind of structure, which is just kind of like an average structure for a movie.
I really enjoyed the first 2 acts of Bad Boys, and then in the end, it kind of went cliche with just the explosions and kind of just like the fires and that kind of stuff. Kind of happens with most action comedy type movies, Hobbs and Shaw, Fast and Furious, any Michael Bay movie. Basically, the writing, I thought the comedy actually hit it pretty well. There were a few laugh out loud moments in there, and then it just also hits you with that, surprising drama that Martin Lawrence kind of gives, even Will Smith kind of gives on screen, which helps out with their character development.
So there's definitely a reason why they were able to make this movie 17 years later, and it's because like Martin Lawrence and Will Smith together are just funny. They're just entertaining and funny, and there's a lot of people that agree with that, and that's why this movie was able to be made almost 2 decades after the last one. And it works in this, for the most part. It works.
Their acting, their chemistry together definitely works. You gotta give. I'm actually I didn't really enjoy Martin Lawrence's like acting earlier in the day. I found him kind of annoying at times, and he was kind of like a Kevin Hart where he kind of played his own character a lot of the times, but this one was very surprising. It got emotional. I would like to give him credit for his performance in this movie. They did try maybe like 2 shots that I've kind of never seen before in an action movie. Like it wasn't anything special, but you saw them kind of try.
You respected the effort, and you're like, okay, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. You got to give him credit.
Yeah.
So that kind of gives it over an average, like neutral 5 out of 10 movie. Like I said, really close to Michael Bay, where it's just all butts, cars, and explosions. Obviously, they look cool and they look good, but it lacks with like the story side of things. Yeah. So that's why overall it comes out to a 6.5 for my rating. I do have to say the entertainment value for this movie for me was pretty close to a 7.5 or an 8. I did enjoy it, and I'll probably watch it again. That being said, hot takes. This is my opinion, but I thought this Bad Boys for Life was the best Bad Boys.
I think if anybody watches this Bad Boys and then watches any of the other ones right after, I think it would be hard for them to disagree with it unless they're just those people.
So I've never seen any of the Bad Boys before, and then I watched those 2 Bad Boys like 2 days before I came to watch it in the theaters in this new one. I enjoyed this one.
Yeah, see,
I enjoy Bad for Life way like more than the other two.
I grew up watching Bad Boys like every now and then with like my family and stuff. So like I think for me, if you're going off the memory of Bad Boys 1 and 2, you're gonna think differently than that. And then I watched some clips right before this taping, and I was like, oh no, that's pretty bad. Like, there's some scenes that do not age well in the original ones, but like it definitely, like, this is much better quality of a movie and much better quality of a Bad Boys movie. And I think if you watch any of them and if you juxtapose them, anyone can really see that you're critically minded.
The third one is better.
It's definitely better. I don't even think it's close, honestly. Yeah, that brings me to mine. I also rated it a 6.5. I think it was a totally fair rating. It was working on a 7 for a while for me there in those first 2 acts, like you mentioned. Third act got really cliche and really, like, I don't know. They're trying to do this whole, like, storyline with certain characters where it's like, oh, he doesn't fight. And then you're like, no, he's going to fight in the end. And then he, like, kicks ass and you're like, yeah, but, like, it's not fun to see. Because he also just, like, he did it in such a dumb way. Like, it wasn't like he was skilled or anything. He was just, like, running into people and they didn't shoot him in time. Like, it was like, it wasn't really skillful. I don't know. So it was, like, little things like that towards the end where it was just like, you just did that for, like, a fun payoff, and it was kind of fun. Like, I liked the character and I was glad he was, like, you know, hitting people again or whatever, but it is definitely one of those where it was like, you didn't need to do that. But yeah, I think the new director was a excellent addition to this. I think he added so much that they were lacking and so much that made the other ones kind of like just you know, you don't get those like really cliche Michael Bay shots. I mean, you get stuff that's close to it because they're still trying to stay
the shots
to the core
are close.
Of Bad Boys, like
especially the tone of the movie for sure. They kept kind of towards those kind of shots, but the story itself was better because they actually had like consequences.
The story was a lot more dense and like creative. I wouldn't say it was creative. I would just say it's a lot more creative. So it definitely steps up the kind of baseline we've come to know for Bad Boys movies. So yeah, I think that adding that new director was huge. I think, like you said, some of those shots, like, you could tell he was like trying to do something a little different, and none of them really failed. I didn't see one shot where I was like, oh, why'd he do that? But, like, you know, most of them were just kind of like, oh, okay, that's different. And I think that you deserve something for that. It's still a Bad Boys movie. It still has cheesy moments. It still has cliche moments. But he really does try and, like, make the most of them. Martin Lawrence and Will Smith are great together. They're fantastic to watch together. I think they're two of the best actors that play off each other. I could probably watch them just, like, sit in a bar for, like, an hour and talk to each other and be entertained. Yeah, and I mean, this movie is no John Wick, but it does have some pretty interesting action sequences. I remember there's one with this one, like, the bad guy with a knife, and I was like, that surprised me because it was really, like, fast and technical, and I was like, that ain't bad. Like, that's pretty damn good. So it definitely has its moments, and I think that's why it deserves that 6.5. And that's why I was thinking even higher for a bit until the end there. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's 6.5. There's the kind of twist at the end is a little, like, obvious and drawn out even, and they definitely take it a little more seriously than, like, they needed to. Like, it wasn't as emotionally impactful as maybe they thought it would be for the audience. But you know, it wasn't terrible. So yeah, for the most part, this movie is definitely entertaining. Like, I agree with your, like,
entertainment level is up
8
there.
Probably for me, entertainment wise. Like, I definitely had fun watching it. I would definitely watch it again. But yeah, 6.5.
I found this entertainment level as equal to maybe the second Jumanji. Yeah. But it's better than Hobbs and Shaw, Charlie's Angels.
It's what Hobbs and Shaw should have been.
Men in Black International, but obviously not as entertaining as, like, Avengers Endgame. Overall rating, it's a 6.5 for the Samurai Reviews.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching our review video for Bad Boys for Life. I did mention that it was non-spoilers. We'll probably not have a spoilers part of this movie just because it was a pretty basic.
Yeah, we don't have too much to say on the non-spoilers. If you want us to go, like, you know, scene by scene, obviously comment, whatever. But yeah, if you want us to do it, we're more than happy to do it. It's just we don't know if we would, other than going scene by scene, which would take way too long. I don't know, there's not much we have to say on it other than just, like,
I would suggest for you guys to just go out and watch it yourselves. And
yeah. If you want just an action movie that you're not gonna really, like, you're not looking for anything too deep or anything, like, this is a fine choice.
Comment down below.
You have the power.
Subscribe. Check us out next time on our next Samurai Review video.
Yeah.